Good evening, this is GCN English News Edition and you're watching with me, Ninghui Kim Kung Sai. First the headlines. Manipur violence issues raised by former UK Prime Minister during House of Lords meeting. KNO clarifies on fact press release of KIM of active participations in the 18 Manipur Lok Sabha election. Rain and thunderstorms to continue in Assam, Arunachal, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Manipur and Tripura. News in detail. Former UK Prime Minister and current British Foreign Secretary David Cameron addressed the House of Lords on the issues of religious conflict in Manipur, India. Responding to questions from the Lord Bishop of Winchester about the status of religious freedom in India, Cameron acknowledged the religious dimension to the strife. To questions on religious freedom in India and the situations in Manipur, UK Foreign Secretary David Cameron said, "It is right to say that we should not downplay the religious aspects of some of this strife. Yes, sometimes it is communal, tribal, or ethnic, but in many cases there is a clear religious part of it. As per India Today Northeast, there have been occasions where it has been something we have raised with the Indian government that should continue." He referred to a report by David Campbell, which highlighted the destructions of churches among both valley dwellers and hill tribes in Manipur. Lord Singh of Wimbledon raised concerns about religious intolerance in India, citing incidents such as the Ayodhya riots and the persecutions of Christians and Sikhs. He called for religious freedom to be prioritized in the Commonwealth Charter. Cameron agreed with Singh's emphasis on religious tolerance and freedom in India. Lord Purvis of Tweed later questions the terms of the UK-India trade deal with respect to media, data and telecoms, stressing the importance of mutual openness in reporting human rights issues. The Kuki Nationalist Organization clarifies on a particular release which is circulated in social media regarding active participations of the Kuki in Manipur in the upcoming 18 Manipur Lok Sabha election. The organizations in its clarification state that it has come to the notice of the Kuki Nationalist Organization that false propaganda with respect to the 18 Lok Sabha election has been circulated in the name of Kuki in Manipur, not bearing its official letterhead and signature of the Concerned Authority, dated 17 April 2024. KNO would like to unequivocally clarify that the organization is not party to the views stated in the circulation. The organizations would like to thank Kuki in Manipur for also clarifying that the circulated material is fact. KNO would also state that the published material is not only condemnable, but reflects the desperations and cheap mentality of the persons responsible. As the 18 Lok Sabha elections is approaching, the polling personnel had left for their allocated polling station. Yesterday, 114 polling personnel is left for elections duty. As per information received from the polling personnel, there are 274 polling stations in Churchandpur district, out of which 110 polling stations are under the supervision of female polling personnel. Along with presiding officer, polling officer 1, polling officer 2, and polling officer 3. There are 1,156 polling officers, out of which 440 are reported to be female officers. The candidates for Outer Manipur constituency elections Alfred K. Arthur, Indian National Congress INC, K. Timothy Zimik, National People's Front NPF, Alishan Abonmei Independent and School John Independent candidate respectively. Yesterday, polling officers for 21 polling stations in 57 Hinglip SC which consists of 60 polling stations left for elections duty. Also, polling personnel for 15 out of 56 polling stations, 56 in 60 Singat SC left for duty yesterday as well. Today, polling personnel for 35 polling stations in 57 Hinglip, polling personnel for 80 polling stations in Churchampur, polling personnel for 78 polling stations in 59 Saikot, polling personnel for 41 polling stations in 60 Singat, and polling personnel for 15 special polling stations left for election duty. The place where polling personnel, EVM, and VVPAT were airdropped in the district through helicopter are 57 by 1 Sanglel, 57 by 2 Paibong, 57 by 3 Sungkong, 57 by 4 Kanpi, 57 by 19 Puipi, 57 by 20 Mazuron, 57 by 21 Kungpinausen, 57 by 28 Kuki Mund, 57 by 29 El King Zhang, 57 by 30 Tumzang Pai, 57 by 22 Tote, 57 by 23 Taiba, 57 by 24 Ngariant, 57 by 25 Lower Kairap Aimo, 57 by 26 Tokpa Kabui, 57 by 27 Jarwai Kulin, 57 by 32 Tingzang, and 57 by 33 Sadu Kuroi respectively. There are 4 model polling stations and 120 all-women polling stations as well. There are 14 neutral polling stations in the district where 9 are at 57 Hinglip and 5 in 59 Sarkot. There are 78 critical and vulnerable polling stations. Voters can cast their votes for Outer Manipur constituency in 57 Hinglip, 58 Churchampur, 59 Saikot, and 60 Singat respectively. Second phase of Lok Sabha elections will be conducted on April 26, and the polling stations will be located at 55 Tepaimuk and 56 Thalnon respectively. The special polling stations arranged for the IDP voters will be located at Youth Hostel, Hyangtam Lamka, and Solbrook School Tuibung for Inner Manipur Parliamentary Constituency. And for Outer Manipur Parliamentary Constituency, the IDPs can cast their vote at Monglimpai UPS, Sabhauna, Mandap Tuibong. For JS School, Mulnom, St. Stephen's School, Deep Highland, Saikot SDO Complex, Esgeltul, Esgeltui LPS, Jalempai JBS, Sungpi Zebi School, Ezi High School, Nehru Marg, Zenhang Lamka, Churchampur Higher Secondary School, IB Road, Hilltown, VK Tona High School, Vengnuam, New Lamka, Don School, BCM Wall, Tingkangpai, and Lamba TD Block, Lingsipai respectively. Continuing with the chill and downpour, the India Meteorological Department IMD has issued warnings and predictions for the northeastern region of India over the next 5 days. As per Northeast Now, the IMD mentions that there will be cyclonic circulations and anticipated rainfall patterns over the next 5 days. Moving on to the rainfall predictions, on day 1, that is April 18, light to moderate rainfall is expected across most part of Arunachal Pradesh, with similar conditions anticipated in many areas of Assam and Meghalaya. A few places in Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, and Tripura may also witness rainfall. On day 2, that is April 19, light to moderate rainfall is anticipated in most areas of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, and Tripura. This same pattern is expected to continue on day 3, which is April 20, with rainfall expected in many places across the monsoon stage. On day 4, which is April 21st, there will be rainfall in most places of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, and Meghalaya experiencing light to moderate showers, along with several areas in Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, and Tripura. Lastly, on day 5, that is April 22, light to moderate rainfall is forecasted across most places in Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, and Meghalaya, with many areas in Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, and Tripura also experiencing similar conditions. The IMD also mentions that these conditions come with warnings of thunderstorms and lightning, which are expected at isolated places across various states including Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, and Tripura throughout the 5-day period. Wind gusts of 30 to 40 km per hour are also anticipated in this region. Additionally, heavy rainfall is likely at isolated places in Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, and Meghalaya. Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh said on Wednesday that strong action will be taken against the miscreants who fired on a fleet of trucks, including fuel tankers. Addressing the media on the sidelines of the BJP's manifesto launching function at Tambal Sangland in Imphal West, he said, "The government will not allow such barbaric acts on the highways or in any parts of the state. Stringent action will be initiated against the culprits." Armed miscreants fired at a convoy of goods-laden trucks and oil tankers on Tuesday along National Highway 37 between Sangti Kuno and Kaimai in Tamenglong District, around 160 km away from Imphal. As per India Today, 4 fuel trucks, including 1 LPG truck, were hit in the ambush. Responding to a query about the ambush that injured a truck driver, the chief minister said that a combing operation has been launched to apprehend those responsible for the attack. Both the state and the central government will deal with the attackers, he said. Talking about the BJP's manifesto, Biren Singh said that it is not merely a political document, as the BJP has never failed to deliver on its promises. The chief minister highlighted the northeastern section of the manifesto, which promises to deliver peace and remove Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958 in a fast manner, and said that it reflects Prime Minister Narendra Modi's concern for the Northeast. He said that the BJP is committed to restoring peace in the state without compromising the core issues such as territorial integrity and safety of the indigenous population. The chief minister appealed to the voters from the state to cast their votes for the BJP and said that this is the only party which can save Manipur. Various tribes within Kuki communities have made their stance clear in support of the India bloc's consensus candidate Alfred K. Arthur in the upcoming 18 Lok Sabha polls for reserve as the seat of Outer Manipur parliamentary constituency. Various tribe councils have announced that all members would cast their valuable votes against Biren Singh, the incumbent communal chief minister of Manipur, thus opting for the Indian National Congress INC candidate Alfred. Even though the apex body of Kuki MP Manipur KIM is yet to make its directive, the Kuki MP branches in different districts and other tribal bodies, however, have declared their standpoint, choice of party and candidate for the upcoming polls. As per the Hills Journal, the Mizo People's Convention MPC issued a circular on Wednesday declaring its support to the Congress candidate. The decision was reportedly taken during the executive meeting of MPC on April 5, while urging the Mizo people in Manipur to cast their vote for the Congress candidate. Earlier, the United Zo organization, UZO, had also declared its support to Congress candidate Arthur and asked members of the Zo community to unitedly cast their vote for the consensus candidate. The Vaipai People's Council, VPC, on Wednesday declared its support to the Congress candidate Arthur. The decision was reportedly taken during a meeting of the VPC General Headquarters, Cabinet, Young Vaipai Association's General Headquarters, Zilai General Headquarters, politicians and intellectuals on April 6. The council asked Vaipai tribe populace to abide with the decisions taken on April 6, 2024. On Tuesday, the Kuki MP Jampur KIC issued a directive asking its people to vote against Biren Singh and his alliance partner. It also asked the people to vote unitedly as a self-resentment against the current oppressive regime. In its directive, The KIC clarified various rumors circulating on social media regarding the 18 Lok Sabha elections, that it would be boycotted or nota would be pressed in these ensuing 18 Lok Sabha elections. It affirmed that the organization is taking the best decision for the Kuki people, which is in line with the resolution taken in the Special Assembly of Kuki MP Manipur KIM earlier this month. The KIC also requested all church leaders to uphold in their prayers so that a party that allows freedom of religions is elected and a party supported by Biren Singh is defeated in this election. The directive order asks people to exercise their franchise rights on the day of elections. It also asks the people to stay vigilant and not fall prey to the deceptive tactics of Biren Singh and his cohorts. Meanwhile, the Kuki MP Sdar Hills Kangpokpi district had directed its member of the Kuki community Sdar Hills to abstain from participating in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. The Kuki MP Sdar Hills made it clear that their approach to the Lok Sabha polls is not about boycotting, but rather opting to abstain from voting. It instructed all village chiefs and Kuki Joe individuals to adhere to the joint resolution of abstaining from voting. It may be mentioned that there are 4 candidates for the Outer Manipur parliamentary constituency, including BJP-backed NFP candidate Katsui Timothy Zimi, Congress candidate Alfred Kangamautar, and 2 independent candidates, S. Kuzont and Dr. Alison Abonmai. The 4 candidates are from different tribes under the Naga community in Manipur. Katsui Timothy Zimik and Alfred Kangamautar belong to the Tangkul tribe from Ukrul district. S. Kuzont belongs to the Pongmai tribe from Senapati district, and Alison Abonmai of Lingmai tribe from Kangpokpi district. The first phase of voting for Lok Sabha elections 2024 begins tomorrow, April 19, Friday, owing to which banks will be closed in several cities as per the Reserve Bank of India holiday calendar list. In the first phase, polling will be held in Arunachal Pradesh 2 seats, Assam 5, Bihar 4, Chhattisgarh 1, Madhya Pradesh 6, Maharashtra 5, Manipur 2, Meghalaya 2, Mizoram 1, Nagaland 1, Rajasthan 12, Sikkim 1, Tamil Nadu 39, Tripura 1, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand 5, West Bengal 3, Andaman and Nicobar 1, Jammu and Kashmir 1, Lakshadweep 1, and Puducherry 1. The 2024 general elections will be held in India in 7 phases, from April 19 to June 1, to elect the 543 members of the 18 Lok Sabha. The results will be announced on June 4. Banks in cities: Imphal, Aizawl, Itanagar, Jaipur, Kohima, Chennai, Agartala, Dehradun, Shillong, and Nagpur, where the first phase polling will be held, will be closed on April 19, 2024 on account of upcoming general elections. Added to that, as per RBI list, bank branches will remain closed for Garya Puja on April 20 and Lok Sabha general elections 2024 on April 26th. The Eastern Nagaland People's Organization (EMPO), under the authority of Eastern Nagaland Public Emergency, on April 18 called for an indefinite total shutdown all over Eastern Nagaland jurisdiction with effect from 6 p.m. of April 18. The Eastern Nagaland People's Organization (EMPO) has issued a plea to the Eastern Nagaland Legislative Union (ENLU) and the public, urging them to respect their decision to abstain from the upcoming elections. This move comes as a response to the government's perceived failure to uphold its promises. The EMPO, along with tribal bodies, the Eastern Nagaland Women's Organizations (ENWO) and the Eastern Nagaland Students Federations (ENSF), have jointly declared to protect any citizens of Eastern Nagaland who faces repercussions for abstaining from voting. The EMPO believes that these collective decisions not only showcases the unity and determinations of their community, but also sends a powerful message to the world about their commitment to securing a better future. They have also expressed their hope to avoid any misunderstanding or confrontations on polling days, suggesting that elected members choosing to remain indoors could prevent any untoward incidents. All India Trinamool Congress AITC leader and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata on Wednesday pledged that the Citizenship Amendment Act (CAA) and the National Register of Citizens (NRC) would not be implemented if the INDI alliance, the multiple-party opposition alliance led by the Indian National Congress, of which TMC is a member of, is voted to power in the Lok Sabha elections. Addressing a public meeting at the town club playground in Silchar, Banerjee said, "We will not implement NRC and CAA if the India bloc is voted to power. This election is going to be terrible, as never before have we seen an elections as corrupted as this," Banerjee said. One of the main promises in the AITC manifesto, it may be noted, is the removal of the Citizenship Amendment Act, which is crucial for Assam, a state that has always been sensitive over the issue of illegal immigrants, illegal migrants from Bangladesh, accusing the Modi-led government of being a Zumlibas government. She further hit out at the ruling party for transforming the country into a prison and creating differences among sections of people for the sake of clinging onto power. Today, no one has the freedom to speak against the government. People who speak against the government are invariably picked up and sent to jails by the administration, the firebrand TMC leader said while addressing the Pool rally on the same day, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi has addressed a public meeting in Nalbari to campaign for the ruling party ahead of the first phase Lok Sabha polls in the state. The BJP wants to create differences among people in the country for the sake of power. So, these Lok Sabha elections will not be just like any other elections, but an elections for protecting the country, democracy, and independence. As per Ismoji, this fight will not be against only BJP, but also oppressive and undemocratic rule, Banerjee asserted. Notably, the AITC leader has arrived in the state on Thursday afternoon to campaign for her party's candidate for the Karimganj Lok Sabha seat. Rahasyam Biswas, Banerjee further took pot shots at the Modi government while referring to the ethnic violence in Manipur. The situations in Manipur had turned from bad to worse, but the BJP has been indifferent and insensitive to the violence hit state and its people, she alleged. You think Modi will give you justice? If you think you are dying now, you can believe that. But don't even believe that Modi will do something for someone, Banerjee said. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated on Wednesday that Israel will independently determine its course of action in response to Iran's recent significant air attack, disregarding calls for restraints from its allies. On the other hand, Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi has made it clear that even the tiniest invasions by Israel will result in a massive response from Iran. Meanwhile, Hezbollah claimed responsibility for launching missiles and drones at a military facility in northern Israel, citing retaliations for Israeli strikes that resulted in the deaths of Hezbollah members. The Israeli military confirmed that 14 soldiers got injured. Western armies helped Israel repel a massive drone and missile attack by Iran. So, why not do so for Ukraine? Estonia's Prime Minister Axman Stay as EU leader gathers for talk. On April 13, Iran launched a barrage of drones and missiles on Israel in retaliation for the alleged Israel airstrike on its consulate in Syria that resulted in the killing of Iran's 3 top generals. The US, UK, European countries, and the United Nations have condemned Iran's attack. On the other hand, Turkey, the Hamas militant group, and the Taliban regime in Afghanistan have backed Iran's action. India has struck a diplomatic tone, urging both nations to de-escalate the tension. Meanwhile, the US has decided to impose sanctions on Iran and Israel has decided to retaliate. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed at a cabinet meeting that Israel will make its own decision and do whatever is necessary to protect itself, even if it contradicts the advice given by its allies. Finance leaders from the Group of 7 industrial democracies on Wednesday condemned Iran attacks on Israel. In a joint statement issued after a meeting, the G7 finance minister and central bank governor says that they would ensure close coordination of any future measure to diminish Iran's ability to acquire, produce, or transfer weapons to support destabilizing regional activities. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his country reserved the right to protect itself after Iran's unprecedented attack, and that it alone would decide how to do so. Iran launched more than 300 drones and missiles at Israel over the weekend in an attack that caused little damage after most of these projectiles were intercepted. The Israeli military has vowed to respond, prompting a diplomatic flurry aimed at calming the Middle East. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.